Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I know that the night is late, Mr. Speaker, but I want to. I think it's important, Mr. Speaker, that we as MPs have the opportunity to speak, particularly to the listening public. If anyone is still up listening this evening, but there are many people who do, uh, because we represent people within our constituency, and they want to hear from us, and they want to hear what we are doing as a government for our people. Mr. Speaker, I want to share something this evening before I talk about the great things that this government has done during this particular session. Something heavy has been on my heart, and I'm going to speak about it because I'm sure this particular person would not mind me speaking about it. But I receive many calls from seniors at times, and this particular issue has really had me thinking, and it has really made me concerned. And I know I say this a lot, that we will, if you're not over the age of 65, if you're a senior, we must all recognize that we will be a senior one day. Mr. Speaker, and I have to also give accolades to former MP Louise Jackson, who also was a fighter for seniors' causes and seniors, making sure that our seniors are treated with dignity and respect. And she came, I believe she had shared some years ago the term of granny dumping. And I get calls from seniors who are in our hospital, Mrs. Speaker. Seniors who have their cognitive faculties, seniors who own their own homes and can't go home. And so it's almost like they're prisoners in the hospital, but they haven't committed a crime. And the only crime that there is, that I can make an analogy about, is that they've just gotten older. And the last time I checked, any person that was over the age of 18 is considered an adult and usually is able to make decisions for themselves. I hear horror stories, Mr. Speaker, of seniors who own their own homes, can't get into their own homes to recover or get better, and family members who then rent their homes and pocket the proceeds of that rental income. It's a very sad thing, Mr. Speaker. That family members, really, if we were to study the Senior Abuse Act, in my opinion, that would be considered senior abandonment and neglect. We have a duty, Mr. Speaker, to look out for persons who need our help the most. There are many reasons why someone would not be safely discharged into the hospital. I'm sure everyone who's assessing the situation will check to see if a senior would be discharged into a safe environment, because we definitely want them to be discharged in a safe environment. And there are also other obstacles that could also prevent a senior from going home, and that could be their home not being accessible, or the cost of home care. People think that they cannot afford it, or even the cost of a nursing home can be very scary to certain, to persons and family. And even the fear of even bringing a loved one home when they used to be at a certain ability of function, and they're now at a different ability of function, and they have more complex health sort of conditions that need to be attended to. But we have resources out there, Mr. Speaker. We have resources that are out there that can help our seniors to be able to live at home safely. And sometimes we just have to allow it to happen. There are, in certain jurisdictions, there's a different sort of system that they would have where there would be another level of care before they're actually returned back to home. And so seniors would have the opportunity to go to a skilled nursing facility and have the opportunity to get rehabbed up, or if they're motivated to do rehab so that they can work on getting to the function in which they were once previously at. And these systems will, allow you to have that sort of a benefit for up to 100 days, and then you go home. You don't stay at the facility, you go home. We unfortunately don't have that sort of arrangement here in Bermuda, particularly for our seniors. And so already we're creating and developing a level of dependency, because we don't give our seniors the opportunity to rehab up and then to go home with a certain level of function. And so because they don't have that opportunity, they go right into custodial care. And then they're what we call dependents, and they become dependent on someone to have to feed them, dress them, bathe them. And so I envision, Mr. Speaker, a better system, particularly for us as we age. One where we're not considered dependents, that we can embrace healthy aging and embrace, having the opportunity to be able to do rehab and get our muscles and our bodies stronger so that we can maximize our independence as long as we can. I envision a greater protection, adult protection, because when we compare our children protection, one that has all sorts of areas, counseling and life skills, screening, investigations, residential homes, just particularly to assist with protection, as well as a foster care system for our children. When we look at our adults, it doesn't compare. And our seniors, that same service does not compare. And as we know, we have an aging demographic. We're going to have to beef up our system so that our seniors can be better protected. I encourage family members to have conversations with our seniors and communicate about, what your wishes are. You want to stay in your home forever, no matter what. You don't mind if you go to a nursing home and get help there. We need to continue to have these sorts of communications, discussions, mediation between family members so that persons don't find themselves in difficult situations where family members are not accepting our seniors back into their own homes. Mr. Speaker, this government has done a lot. We will continue to do a lot. We will continue to make sure that there are proper protections in place for vulnerable people. Under the Ministry of Social Development and Seniors, we've had the opportunity this year to work on strengthening our litigation guardian framework. Another sort of protection that will allow children to have a voice in court. This year we also, this session, we also had the opportunity to allow for the designation of Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago to be approved jurisdictions for the adoption of children. We were able to pass legislation to change the Child Placement Care Board into the Children in Care Advisory Council, Mr. Speaker. We were able to engage our seniors through a campaign, a dementia care campaign, where we were able to educate many people in our community about dementia, what causes it, what can prevent it, how to help people who are living with dementia, how to understand people who are living with dementia. That we're looking to add more to dementia programs as well. We were able to submit to the governor the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, and we're just waiting for a response to see, where we are as far as our strengths and weaknesses and what we need to continue to work on. We added an amendment to the Human Rights Act to introduce and strengthen the Human Rights Tribunal to make it separate from the Human Rights Commission, so that anyone that has a complaint in with the Human Rights Commission or the Human Rights Office is giving a fair trial through the tribunal, and we've separated the actual human rights commissioners to different persons who will serve on the Human Rights Tribunal. The Ministry of Social Development and Seniors, Mr. Speaker, remains connected with the community by offering a monthly talk show called The Golden Hour on Magic 102.7, where we speak about topics as it relates to seniors. And I know that they appreciate it because they tell me that they enjoy listening to the content, and they tune in because it's most informative and most educational. And here recently, we really changed the platform of our Let's Get Social, which is a ministry update, to go live on Instagram to stay connected with a different demographic of our people who, they can interact live with any question that they may have. And, I try my best to answer or share any updates as it relates to what my particular ministry is doing, if they have a question in regards to government in general. But most importantly, Mr. Speaker, what Bermuda should be extremely proud of is the recent landmark collaboration and joint partnership that Bermuda has established with the United Nations Sustainable Development Program, as well as United Nations Women, where they have agreed to get SDG funders to fund Bermuda to help to leave no one behind, particularly with a focus on women, youth, persons with disabilities, but it does not exclude anyone. After we get our findings from our gender impact assessment, I think we may actually find some other details that would be very helpful to us as a country. But there are people out there globally who believe in Bermuda and believe in what we do as a jurisdiction and the benefits that we have for our people whom we know are helping to make a difference in our country. We must continue to stay engaged and think globally, because it's not just Bermuda. We have to do a lot of outreach to stay current, to stay relevant, Mr. Speaker. As far as our seniors, this government works very hard, and it's been a demonstration of that today in providing the increase in our contributory pensions for our seniors, in increasing our drug benefit through future care for our seniors, to also increase and allow for the personal care benefit to occur through HIP insurance for our people. We've kept our promise to provide more affordable housing for our seniors, Mr. Speaker. We've kept our promise to introduce a Charter of Rights for our seniors. And again, we've kept our promise year after year to make sure that our seniors, some of whom do live in a very low income threshold, get their pension increase every year. So that is something to be very proud of as a government. We still have much work to do. Much work to do, Mr. Speaker, but I believe you have the right people placed, the right people, the right government, the right party placed to be able to carry out our people's mandate and to do the right thing on behalf of our people. So just, I want to say well done to all of us, actually. And especially, our Premier is very hardworking and dedicated, stays up very late at night, working on behalf of the people in our country. The other night, I know I was up pretty late myself, and the colleagues were like, why is she sending me this note some hour in the morning? But that's what we have to do, Mr. Speaker, when we're working on behalf of our people. Many sleepless nights and many long days. But we do this because we love and love to serve our people. I want to end by wishing one of my constituents a very happy birthday. Everyone knows Mr. Leroy Place. He turns 106 on June the 24th. And so I want to say a very happy birthday to Mr. Place. And I want to wish all of my seniors, our seniors, a happy cop match and a happy holiday. Continue to shield and guard yourself and stay safe. And we will be ready to come back in the next session to continue to do more work and continue to work hard on behalf of our people. And I will end there, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Minister.